Yesterday we left things off right in the middle of this well-known story of Jesus known as the parable of the Good Samaritan. Two men had ignored the needs of the man dying in the ditch and had passed right on by. Now comes the third. Unlike the first two, he had much less in common with the man who was dying there. He had far less reason to help him out. We're told that he was a Samaritan. So he didn't share a race, a culture, a language, a religion with the man. On top of that, we know from God's word that Jews and Samaritans actually hated one another. And yet this is the man who stopped. He stopped to bandage the man's wounds. He put him on his donkey and took him to a local inn where he could continue to recover. He didn't ask whether the man was worth it. He simply did what needed to be done. So what's the lesson that Jesus is trying to teach us with this parable? Well, the first thing we need to pay careful attention to is the follow-up question that Jesus asked the lawyer who had come to him in the first place. Jesus asked the man, "Which of the three became a neighbor to the man who fell into the hands of robbers?" You see, this lawyer had thought that being a neighbor was something that happened to you, that if someone got close enough and shared enough space with you, then you were just obligated to help them out whether you wanted to or not. Jesus wanted him to see that the bar was much higher than that. Being a neighbor isn't something that happened to you. It was something that you made happen by seeking out those in need and sacrificing to help. Well, the other thing we need to take careful note of in this parable is how Jesus carefully casts the characters. If the moral of the story was simply that this lawyer needed to go out and be a better neighbor, then the Samaritan would have been the person dying in the ditch, and some noble-hearted Jewish person would have been the hero who saves the day. But it's the Jewish person dying in the ditch and the Samaritan who helps him out. So where was this lawyer supposed to see himself in that parable, and where are you and I supposed to see ourselves? Well, Jesus never just comes out and says that he is the Good Samaritan. In fact, I'm not sure he even wanted that lawyer to draw that conclusion, because I don't think the lawyer was ready to hear that quite yet. But hopefully the lawyer realized that the kind of neighborly love that God expected him to show, he couldn't. Hopefully it led him to realize that that kind of neighborly love needed to come from someone else. One thing I do know, I know where that love comes from. And just like in Jesus' parable, it's not from anywhere around here. It's certainly not from inside of here. No, in Romans chapter 5, Paul says this, "But God demonstrates his own love for us in this: while we were still sinners, Christ died for us." God didn't ask whether or not we were worth it. He didn't weigh the risk or count the cost. He simply sent Jesus to be the perfect neighbor that all of us need. And because he did, his approval and our inheritance are not things we need to earn. Rather, they are his completely free gifts. Are you looking for guidance from God's Word on a specific topic? Visit our website, yourtimeofgrace.org, where you'll find hundreds of videos just like this one. We'll see you tomorrow.